Thick smoke from that Midshipman Road blaze continues to blanket the surrounding communities, particularly during the early morning hours, creating a number of challenges to breathing and traversing the roadways.
Smoke will be sitting, especially during the overnight hours when the wind speeds have dropped significantly. We're hopeful that with the oncoming frontal boundary that is coming, that the winds are going to gradually pick up and blow some of the smoke out of there and bring the persons in that area some relief. But as long as the winds are very light and we are under a very stable layer, it's going to sit in that area and cause some respiratory problems and actually some hazards for the roadways as well.
Senior Met Officer at the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, Trinard Tynes, expects that frontal boundary by tonight or Friday, but is also expecting smoke to impact mariners on the canal. Of particular importance for motorists maneuvering the streets, Tynes urges they take extra caution behind the wheel.
You should reduce your speed to near 50 to 10 miles an hour, even if you could go slower, just until you get your hazards on, you turn your brakes on, and then when you know, especially if you come into corners that have that T-junction, you start laying on your horn so you can allow the other person to be aware that someone's coming.
He says when dust particles are in the air, particularly in the morning, sound carries differently.
Once you have dust particles, anything that you have a different sound. The sound is more muffled, so it's not as clear. So if somebody who's coming out onto Midshipman or onto East Sunrise and they hear the engine, sometimes they'll be like, okay, that car is closer when it's not, or you can't judge well. And then somebody come out, if you're doing a very high rate of speed, that's an accident, you could cost somebody a life, and then that's another issue again.
As Grand Bahama residents continue to maneuver brush fire season, on its end, Tynes says the Met Office is revamping the service to do more fire forecasting to assist fire services to maneuver better and respond faster when it comes to fires. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Meanwhile, leader of the opposition, the Honorable Michael Pintart, not easing up as he seeks answers from the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, regarding the police housing policy and recent eviction notices dished out from the Commissioner of Police, Shanta Knowles. During this morning's House of Assembly proceedings, the opposition leader calls out the Minister of National Security to step in.
So, Madam Speaker, we know that officers have an obligation once that timeline has passed. Under both administrations, Madam Speaker, a number of persons have been permitted to exceed that particular time. So obviously that is a situation that ought to be fixed. The question, Madam Speaker, isn't whether or not we want rules, regulations to be obeyed. The question is, why is it that the member, who is absolutely brilliant from Freetown, does not lead the charge in making sure that we look out for the human resources that are on the front line defending the lives of Bahamians?
However, the National Security Minister maintains it is an independent matter for the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Meanwhile, Minister of State of Environment, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne, reminding the opposition leader of a quote he gave in regards to overstepping any commissioner of police.
His fetching around to challenge an independent commissioner of police demonstrates that just as my predecessor was judicially condemned for not recognizing the independence of the police, he vows to do so. He does not respect the independence of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Whether it's the National Security Minister, the State Minister for National Security, no minister shall or should be able to usurp the authority of the Commissioner of Police. Close quote. And a big picture, this is the words of the member for Marco City, Michael Pintard, and this is Monday, August 10th, 2015.
Switching gears now, the BAIC Arts Center will soon house a vibrant Junkanoo cultural hub, a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. The project, designed to showcase the island's heritage, will also feature 12 new vendor stalls, offering employment opportunities as Grand Bahama anticipates a surge in tourism by 2027.
This This BAIC Art Center is being transformed into a vibrant Junkanoo museum. The project is a partnership between the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. Now, with the island expected to welcome some 6 million tourists by the end of 2027, officials say the site will be a key spot for immersing guests into our rich culture.
Of our Junkanoo costumes that usually go to waste after a celebration, they will be staged here, also giving tourists an opportunity to learn some of the music, Bahamian music, and Junkanoo beat will be celebrated here.
In addition to the museum, the project includes 12 newly constructed vendor stalls, providing Bahamians with valuable opportunities for gainful employment.
The stalls will include food and also native wares. Give these stalls out to Bahamians. They will include souvenirs. Also, native food will be sold there.
A delegation from both ministries, including the Permanent Secretariat, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, recently toured the site. While workers were still seen making the final touches, officials are confident that the project will be completed by the end of this year.
Well, it's moving slower than we anticipated, but within the next 2-3 months, we should be completed.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama is also involved in the revitalization of the downtown farmers market, which was recently repaired in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. Officials stress that the work being done across the island is part of a broader effort to ensure Grand Bahama returns to its former glory. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
In news from the court, a 37-year-old man was charged on 3 counts, one being unlawful sexual intercourse with an 11-year-old female, the second aggravated assault and threats of death. It's alleged the accused had unlawful sexual intercourse with the minor on more than one occasion in January of last year. It's alleged that days after the accused threatened the young lady, he was not required to enter a plea. The matter will appear in the Supreme Court, and the matter was adjourned to June 2nd, 2025. Meanwhile, a woman 46 years of age was accused of failing to report abuse of a child and causing damage to obstruct justice. She pled not guilty to both charges. Bill was also referred to the Supreme Court and was adjourned to June 2nd, 2025. In other news, what is good news to the general public is causing a degree of uncertainty for a Bahamian poultry farmer. The issue at hand, the coming VAT reduction on certain items and how it may impact operations. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
Abaco Big Bird Poultry Farm was decimated by Hurricane Dorian in 2019, and while the operation has been focused on reclaiming its share of the poultry market and upping its production, Operations Manager Lance Pinder says the pending decrease on VAT on prepared food on April 1st could impact those plans.
We've got our flock back up to like 30% now of what it was before the storm. I was planning to expand it even more in the next 2 or 3 months, but I have some concerns regarding the 5% reduction with VAT on unprepared foods that might affect us. So I have to wait and see how that plays out right now before I can go forward with any further expansions.
This is after the farm increased its production to 20% by the end of last year with the introduction of a second hatchery. Pinder says he has been in dialogue with the Ministry of Finance about his concerns.
90% of what we sell, limes, avocados, chicken, is on the list. And, you know, I'm all in favor for the government reducing the cost of food for people. That's not our issue at all. But on the back end, we're going to be paying 10% on all our inputs. So me as a VAT registered farmer, I'll be collecting 5% on what I sell and 10% on what I buy.
Ultimately, the poultry farmer says it could negatively impact the farm's cash flow, where Abaco Big Bird is owed money each time it files for VAT, as opposed to the other way around. Just how much the VAT decrease will slow the company's expansion, he says, will be determined by how much it is impacted.
If I'm in a situation where every couple months the government knows where I'm paying out tens of thousands of dollars more to the government than what I'm collecting in as VAT, then that obviously puts me in a very not good situation for not necessarily we will make a profit, but you eat up your money that you would use to grow and expand.
Since the start of the year, Abaco Big Birds products have been in AML stores, ACH Pritchard on New Providence, and other Abaco stores. He says there are plans to hopefully get the chicken in other stores throughout the country. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And still to come.
Jack Hayward Senior High hosting an art gallery. That story, sports, and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Celebration Key presents the Lifeguard Swim Test in Freeport. Join the action at the YMCA on March 27th at 9 a.m. Walk-in registrations are welcome. Scan the code to register today and take the first step toward becoming a lifeguard.
Fire Carrier International Deliverance Ministries present Unveiling the Mask Women's Conference. Join Pastor Betty Mader and dynamic speakers on March 21st at 7 p.m. and March 22nd at 10 a.m. at House of Grace All Nations located on Queens Highway.
It's time to enhance your wardrobe with fabulous footwear, handbags, and designer accessories. Visit Stepping Out, located top of the hill Mackey Street, Nassau. At Stepping Out, they ship throughout the Family Islands.
The Night Before, a gripping stage production by S.L. Shepard, live at the Regency Theater, March 27th to the 29th at 8 p.m. with a special matinee on March 30th at 5 p.m. Tickets are $30, available at Imagine Graphics, the 17th shop at Gregory's Fine Foods. Calling all local musicians. Celebration Key is holding auditions on March 27th. Showcase your talent and bring the rhythm of the Bahamas to the world. Register today and be part of the magic.
It's the second annual Turks and Caicos. Come go with me. Musical and Jazz Festival, June 5th through 9th. Book your airline tickets now with BritishAirways.com, BahamasAir.com, or InterCaribbean.com.
Fisheries Rocking It Conference is happening March 23rd at 2:30 p.m. at Old Bahama Bay Resort and Yacht Harbor. Celebrate the journey of exceptional women with keynote speakers, inspiring testimonies, and more. Tickets are $65, lunch included. Get yours today.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. In commemoration of 30 years since its inception, Jack Hayward Senior High School is hosting an art gallery at the Rand Nature Center thanks to a generous anonymous donation. Head of the arts department of the school, Benjamin Ferguson Jr. says Galleria, which boasts artwork from 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, is always possible or is all possible thanks to the dedication of the students and the other arts teachers. Ms. Robinson.
Working along with us being a blessing, and we have seen so much growth and potential from the students that we have and had in the past. So you will see the works around here were great, strong grade 10 works because they come with some talent, and all we do is harness that talent with skill and education. So their confidence of being increased through working with us, their ability to problem solve is also being increased. And if you look around in the room in some of the shots, you will see that there is an installation, an art installation, which is a different form of art that they can get into. We just broadening the scope of what art is.
Ferguson notes that the gallery will be open to the public until the 28th. However, he is humbly asking for community support to assist the young artists of tomorrow to further their prowess.
We are also raising funds to take our art department to Nassau on an art tour. We're going to take our kids to meet some of the some of the Bahamian artists to see their practices and also to view different galleries because, in Grand Bahama we don't have as much, but Nassau is vibrant and we wanted to give them that chance. We also wanted to connect with the UB, the art department there, the visual arts department, so we can have a nice seamless transition as they want to pursue their careers in art.
Well, the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, made a donation of much-needed supplies to the pediatric ward of the Rand Memorial Hospital. Recently, Lewis says that he is no stranger to making donations to the local hospital. In fact, the group started in 2018 and donated during Hurricane Dorian. Additionally, he believes these items will benefit these young patients.
The need was there, and we decided to fulfill the need, and the program is going very well. We had international partners identified. However, the program was disrupted in 2019 during Hurricane Dorian, and since then it has fallen by the wayside with respect to the hospital itself. We've been giving items to the community at large, individually, but we've decided now to come back to the hospital and provide supplies, much-needed supplies. We made contact with the operators of the hospital to find what was the most urgent need at the time, particularly in the maternity section. We want to deal with the children this time, and we were provided with a list of urgent supplies or supplies that can help.
Accepting the donation on behalf of the hospital were Administrative Manager Adelicia Campbell and Nursing Officer Lynette Curtis.
And once again, we want to make an appeal to the public. Every day we have persons that come in and they are in need. Persons in the community are hurting, and anything that can be donated to assist us so we can assist persons of the community, we would appreciate those donations.
A lot of persons coming in who are financially in need, and so therefore these items, because pampers are very costly, and so this will assist those who are in need. And so we are appreciative of Corporate Bahamas and Mr. Iram Lewis for thinking of us by, bringing this to us. And so we want to just say thank you to him and his team for such a beautiful donation.
And that's a look at stories making news. Stay tuned. Sports is up next, but first to check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Celebration Key presents the Lifeguard Swim Test in Freeport. Join the action at the YMCA on March 27th at 9 a.m. Walk-in registrations are welcome. Scan the code to register today and take the first step toward becoming a lifeguard.
It's the second annual Turks and Caicos Come Go With Me Musical and Jazz Festival, June 5th through 9th. Book your hotel now at Ports of Call Resort, Turks and Caicos. Daily breakfast included. Short distance from the event. Email now. Reservations at portsofcallresort.com using discount code CONCERT15.
Do
want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sport. It's going to be a busy weekend in sports for a number of athletes and coaches from the north. We have a whole lot of sports for you. Let's jump right in. The NCAA March Madness basketball tournament for men and women currently underway as the college basketball season is coming to an end. Bimmenite VJ Edgecombe and his Baylor Bears will see action on Friday in the first round at 9:15 a.m. where they will take on Mississippi State as the 9th seed. Also, Coach Yolette McEwen and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels coming in as the 5th seed will take on Ball State on Friday as well in the first round of the women's tournament. That game is scheduled to tip off at 6 p.m. Next in sports, Alpha Aquatics Learn to Swim program has been growing over the past few months. It's a program catered to young swimmers across Grand Bahama.
For the Learn to Swim program, we're teaching our babies, I should say, how the basic skills, how to survive inside the water. So that's like if they fall inside the water, they'll be able to get out the pool by themselves. And having the competitive swimmers help them. The little ones are more excited, I feel like, because they're like, after practice, they're able to see them inside their area. I'm hoping that we do expand. We have our 3 programs that are open right now. So that's our Learn to Swim, our stroke school, and also our competitive swimmers. I'm looking to actually start an adult swim program because I've had a lot of adults reach out to me and ask about starting that program because surprisingly, there's a lot of adults on the island that don't know how to swim.
From the pool to the volleyball court, the Grand Bahama Amateur Volleyball League is now focused on the upcoming nationals set for later on this summer.
We will have the nationals in August in New Providence, so hopefully we can work together and select the best team to represent the country.
And finally in sports, high school track and field nationals happening in the nation's capital. Athletes, of course, from Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini will be in action over the next few days. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Celebration Key presents the Lifeguard Swim Test in Freeport. Join the action at the YMCA on March 27th at 9 a.m. Walk-in registrations are welcome. Scan the code to register today and take the first step toward becoming a lifeguard.
Hi, welcome to Total Restoration Beauty Salon. We specialize in total restoration, such as alopecia. There's 5 different types of alopecia. We do oxygen therapy treatment, we do laser treatment, we do microneedling, and we do steam treatment. Also, we do teeth whitening, we do silk outs, we do fat dissolved injection, we do breast dissolved injection, we do the butt lift, steam, foot detox. We carry top-of-the-line products. We try not to use products that are sold on the shelf. We carry silk out, we carry Influence, we carry Niobe, Reckons, we carry Mazzani. Hours of operation is 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday. 375-7420, 352-2532.
Hey, I'm D'Amico Nesbitt. Welcome to Health Bites, where each and every week we give you a helpful tip to help you on your health and fitness journey. Today we're going to talk about the importance of drinking water. Your body is made about 60% of water, so it's very vital for your body to function effectively. I'm going to give you quickly 3 of the main benefits of drinking water. One benefit is that it helps to remove toxins and flush toxins out of the body and keep your body regular. That means you go to the bathroom on time. So sometimes you might get constipated, maybe because you're not drinking enough water to help flush those toxins out. And that can help prevent symptoms such as being irritable, having bad skin, and so on. A second benefit of drinking a lot of water, it helps to prevent pain, and that could be pain from things like kidney stones or an everyday headache. Sometimes when you're dehydrated, you get headaches. Of course, if you don't drink enough water, you can get kidney stones, which are very painful. The third benefit is that water can help aid with your weight loss goals. So, water, sometimes you can confuse hunger with thirst. So a good way to prevent that is to make sure that your water intake is high. And also, drinking water as opposed to drinking sugary drinks such as, juices and sodas and so on will help to keep your calorie intake down and help you along with your weight loss goals. We have these nifty water bottles here at the Fitness Connection that can help you stay on track with your water drinking for the day. So come over and check us out. And thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight coming your way next.
Mario.
Hey Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
It's time to grow your church. Time to extend your message to all the islands in the Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and to the world via the ZNS app and website. It's time to broadcast your church's services on ZNS TV. To help you with that, ZNS has some exciting new packages with very good prices. It's time to call 502-3813 for details.
In Harbour Island, North Eleuthera, I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a long time coming. The government swaps out would-be solutions with a sealed deal for the country's first ever LNG terminal, a crucial step in its push towards energy reform. Also, youth leaders bring their unique perspectives, creativity, and vibrant energy to the fore in critical discussions on policy development. And a hefty cash and lots of money to show for it. Local fishermen tout a successful crawfish season and find out who and what's partly getting the credit. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. As tensions heighten between global superpowers, China and the United States, the Prime Minister is positioning trade diversification as a key safeguard for the Bahamas. And this on the heels of major grocers' stark warning that ongoing economic conflicts could very well push inflation rates as high as 20%. Devontae Hanna takes it from there.
Now, Makushla, with concerns raising over the potential fallout from a looming trade war, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis believes the Bahamas must broaden its trade partnerships to reduce reliance on any single economic powerhouse. He emphasizes that diversification will not only protect the nation from external shocks, but also strengthen economic resilience. The warning of a possible 25% inflation surge in the Nassau Guardian came from SuperValue founder Rupert Roberts. It all comes as global supply chains remain fragile. Food and essential goods are particularly at risk, with retailers seemingly already bracing for potential price hikes just due to the United States President Donald Trump's proposed port fees. Take a look at what the Prime Minister had to say.
Our response to that is to continue our efforts to continue to diversify the source from which we get our products, and hopefully they could come direct to the Bahamas as opposed to going where it'll cost us much more.
Tensions between the United States, Canada, China, and Mexico have been escalating, with nations imposing tariffs on each other's goods in a tit-for-tat economic standoff. It means what was once considered inexpensive goods can very well increase in price in the coming months. With a new national trade diversification program, the Davis administration hopes to jump ahead of the spike. CEO of CLX Logistics Bahamas, Kerry Howell, early this month explained how it would work.
With these direct trade routes, we now shorten the time, so from farm to table, and so we receive fresher goods in the Bahamas.
But as the eyes of the world fixate on President Trump's next move, economists say smaller countries like the Bahamas should brace for impact. And as Prime Minister Davis puts it, what happens externally can impact CARICOM nations internally.
And so we look at each policy of the United States, see how it impacts us, and make the adjustments as necessary to ensure that we're looking after our people.
Well, Prime Minister Davis says his administration is actively exploring new trade opportunities while enhancing local production to reduce dependency on imports. Now, economists warns that if the trade war escalates, Bahamian businesses and consumers should prepare for potential economic shifts. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Now, meantime, come November 1st, the powering of electricity, as we know it, will change. Out with oil and diesel, and in with LNG. A cheaper, cleaner way of energy production that's expected to drive down electricity bills. Our Felicity Darville was at the office of the Prime Minister for the historic signing of two major agreements.
Liquefied natural gas releases 40% less carbon dioxide than coal and 30% less than oil, making it one of the world's cleanest fossil fuels. Liquefied natural gas, or LNG, releases 40% less carbon dioxide than coal and 30% less than oil, which makes it one of the world's cleanest fossil fuels. In a landmark event, the government of the Bahamas signed a terminal development and use agreement with New Providence Gas, a subsidiary of Focal Holdings, and an LNG supply agreement with Shell Global. It includes converting our turbine engines at Clifton Pier from oil to LNG.
When this administration first announced its plans to tackle energy reform head on, to some people, it may have sounded like we were aiming too high, dreaming too big, or maybe casting our vision too far. I don't blame them. You see, the cost of electricity had been so high for so long that many people accepted it as part of daily life in the Bahamas. Added to the high costs were the decades of constant failures of BPL's main generators, the inefficiency of the Wärtsilä engines, and other failed would-be solutions.
According to Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, this is the National Energy Reform Plan in action.
When it comes to energy, Bahamian households and businesses want two main things. One, to be confident that electricity, or as we say, power, will stay on. And two, affordable electricity bills. For the Davis administration, These needs are national aspirations that our country needs to grow and every Bahamian deserves.
By the time this agreement reaches Phase 4, Attorney General Ryan Pinder says we will have upwards of $180 million in annual savings.
Just imagine the economic opportunities of an extra $180 million a year in the economy of Nassau, being able to be reinvested, being able to create additional opportunities, small businesses being able to have extra disposable income to grow.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, hundreds of young voices from across the country coming together for a power discussion on the future of the Caribbean. In this report, our Devontae Hanna shares how the CARICOM One Youth, One Voice Conference providing a platform for some 400 students to dialogue on critical issues affecting the region.
From climate change to economic development, students from across the Bahamas engage in passionate discussions at the CARICOM One Youth, One Voice Conference.
It helps me to realize that I have a voice and I can use my voice.
That's the Government High School's 11th grader, Kenmaya Black, just one of 400 students grateful for the opportunity to learn from experts on key topics organized by Ambassador to CARICOM, Her Excellency Leslie Miller-Bryce.
There are 3 topics that were covered today: the role of diplomacy, a youth-driven future. We also talked about climate change and sustainability, and now Ambassador Sebastian Bastian. He's on the stage talking about the future of entrepreneurship in the Caribbean.
At the conference center, officials wanted young people to realize that they have a voice not only here in the country, but across the region and around the world, like 8th grader Angel Paul.
Our speakers that inspired me that the youth have a voice, that they could talk for themselves, and we could change the Bahamas and we could change the world.
I truly want to say thank you to the government of our country for ensuring that our youth voices are heard, for ensuring that we empower them, ensuring that we engage them.
CARICOM leaders have long emphasized the importance of youth participation in governance and policy making, and Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis today encouraging those to do the same.
The time for action is today. And you are the drivers of that action. You, the young minds in this room, are the catalysts for change. You are the disruptors, the innovators, and the visionaries who will not only inherit this planet, but fight fiercely to protect it.
The one-day conference leaving students with new perspectives, ideas, and a renewed commitment to shaping a brighter future.
I liked how they gave us ways as youth that we can combat these situations, or how we can put ourselves in these situations and be able to help the Bahamas.
And there you have it. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
And it's Angel Paul.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Coming up, all smiles as the crawfish season winds down. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC is finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
One's independence is determined by our ability to earn a living, which is why unemployment can dampen one's morale.
The NIB Unemployment or UEB benefit allows for up to 13 weeks of income replacement, allowing some time for you to get back on your feet. Before applying for the UEB, you must have an employer's termination of service layoff certificate or Form B-80, which is completed by your employer, and the unemployment card or B-81 form given to you when you register with the Department of Labor. To claim UEB, one must complete the Form B-82 or Claim for Unemployment Benefit form. Fill in all sections of the form, providing personal details, information to determine your eligibility, recent employment history, banking details, providing your account number and not your debit card number. Sign the bottom of the form, declaring that the information given is true, and date the form. Before submitting documents, double-check that all fields are accurately completed. All forms must be submitted within 3 months from the date of unemployment. Incomplete forms, forms with incorrect information, or late forms may delay the processing of your benefit application or result in the forfeit of your benefit. For more information and to access all NIB forms, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Tonight, you're looking at a drone shot over the Nassau cruise port headed back into the city of Nassau. Welcome back. In other news, National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Munro is defending the response to the recent SpaceX Starship rocket that exploded over the Bahamas nearly 2 weeks ago. This amid concerns from the opposition about the search and recovery process and the potential environmental impact, even as the SpaceX team has ended the search for debris and has left the country. The opposition even suggesting the government is being less than transparent, something Minister Munro flat out rejected.
The opposition does what they do. They conflated two issues. So the issue of SpaceX debris that fell in this country has nothing to do with a booster landing here. That was a aircraft that didn't take off in the Bahamas, wasn't due to land in the Bahamas. You, in effect, have these incidents that happen. Indeed, off Scotland, you had the cargo ship that collided into the oil tanker, and there's a spill. Whenever you have things like that, there are international treaties and conventions that govern it. So the international treaty that governs the falling of space debris says that the person who owns it has the cost of cleaning it up.
The National Security Minister also firing his own attack at the opposition, whom he characterizes as not demonstrating confidence in the abilities of Bahamians. Referring specifically to Bahamian rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, who worked closely with the government and SpaceX on the recent booster landing exercise, Minister Munro says her expertise and connection to the Bahamas leave little to question.
The booster landing, as was indicated, there was a study before it. There were the people there during it, and there's the study after it. And what is Bahamian people should be comforted by, these are all being done by Bahamians. And as I said in the House, I'm very impressed by Miss Bowe. She hails from Exuma. Her grandfather is from Exuma. Her line is from Exuma. Are we really thinking that she is going to endanger Exuma and not giving sensible advice?
Meantime, Director of the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection, Dr. Rihanna Neely, recently confirmed that some residents in the southern Bahamas have been contracted to be on the lookout for debris from the failed rocket. She notes that its engine will unlikely be retrieved since it is presumed to have fallen into deep waters. Well, lost lives, shuttered businesses, school closures, unemployment, bruised economies. The dismal picture of a world in crisis 5 years later, and the scars are still there. Our reflection of the COVID-19 pandemic takes us to our Vaughn Albury's exclusive interview with the former Minister of Education.
Former Minister of Education Jeff Lloyd says in March 2020, he was also the acting Minister of Health when health officials issued a dire warning to the Cabinet of the Bahamas concerning the spread of COVID-19.
They advised us that if the prescriptions, the mandates, and the directives that they were giving to the Cabinet of the Bahamas, the government of Bahamas, were not followed, that the system, the medical system in this country, was likely to be collapsed.
After that, all movement was drastically limited. Congregating in groups was not allowed, impacting work, funerals, weddings. Staggered times to grocery shop, and all schools ordered closed. Thankfully, the pivot to implement virtual school nationally started September 1st, 2019 for students in the southern Bahamas. And now with COVID, that too was a challenge.
You already have about anywhere from 8 to 15% of your students who do not come to school for any number of reasons. And now, in addition to that, you have the issue of COVID, and you have the issue of internet capability.
There were many adjustments and changes, including mask, hand washing, and social distancing.
Because there was no map for us, there was no playbook, as it were, for us to go by. We had to, again, continue to be directed by the Ministry of Health and the health officials, and also in collaboration with our CARICOM family members.
Acknowledging that there was learning loss during COVID, Mr. Lloyd is, however, thankful that corporate Bahamas, teachers and unions pitched in to allow students across the islands to learn virtually. For the Bahamas Tonight, I am Vaughn Albury.
In more upbeat news, the end nears for the crawfish season, but local fishermen have no regrets, not having pulled in thousands of pounds of crawfish and plenty of profit this year. In fact, National Fisheries Association President Keith Carroll pegs the outgoing season as the best one in years.
It was so good that some boats had to stop fishing for the lobsters to freeze up so they could fish the next day. And the reports a lot of small crawfish. That means the future is good. So the way things looking, the crawfish season is showing real good for the future.
Successful season aside, though, marine biologists contend that overfishing remains a concern. Regulations like the annual close season, restrictions on catching undersized crawfish, and bans on harvesting egg-bearing females are crucial to keeping the industry alive. Fisherman Paul Melas maintains that following regulations is the only way to protect future seasons.
I think the most important thing is for fishermen to uphold the law and respect the law. Like Mr. Carroll said, there's a lot of fishermen who don't abide by the law. When the grouper season closes, they fish through the closed season. When the lobster season's closed, they fish for lobster. They don't allow the breeding stocks to keep up with the heavy harvest all year. And like Mr. Carroll said, as long as we keep industrial poaching out of Bahamian waters in whatever form it's taking, that's going to do a lot of good in helping keeping our industry sustainable.
Now, according to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Bahamas exports millions of dollars worth of crawfish annually, with the industry making up over 80% of the country's total fisheries revenue. Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Picture this. You're eating a tropical salad in the Bahamas, but conch isn't the main ingredient. Instead, coconut. And this wasn't even the most outlandish creation at the first Coconut 360 Festival today in Boston Square. Take a listen as our Daniel Dean explains.
We all know that coconuts can be eaten, courtesy of treats like coconut tart and even coconut shrimp. We know that it comes in oil and drink form. But did you know that coconuts can be worn or even used for gardening?
The coconut fiber is also used for planting as well, and also used as tea to help cleanse your liver and kidney.
Danielle McKenzie of Cocoa Splash, a one-stop shop all-natural coconut service company, was right in her element at the Ministry of Agriculture's Coconut 360 Festival launch, an initiative aimed at supporting Bahamian coconut vendors and their innovations using the versatile fruit.
And also the coconut peat. So you can use this one here as soil to mix in the soil to help your plants stay cool.
Courtesy of the Ministry of Agriculture, 4 coconut vendors have received boots like the one behind me.
It isn't just about the coconut product, it's about the people as well. We want to ensure that we develop the person in 360 degrees. So they've had health training, they've had hospitality training, and the list goes on and on. And so those keys are for them now to be empowered and opening their new Coconut 360 boots.
A quarter of the recipients, Brent Saunders.
When I started on Sanders Beach. And when the pandemic came along, they shut us all down, so I had to move on to my property on Fire Trail Road, and I've been operating there ever since.
So how was that for you?
Oh, it's going great. It's just developing and growing, and now with the government giving us these boots, I'll be able to open up a second location somewhere else.
Mr. Saunders of Bertha Boys Coconut and the rest of the vendors look forward to a lucrative future in the coconut business. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, from the open seas to Bahama to the city center, a busy day for the Prime Minister, who also carved out a bit of time to present coconut vendors with keys to their huts, all while sampling some of what they had to offer.
I'm advised that the coconut industry is a billion-dollar industry, $2 billion industry, and it's time for us to take our part of that. And so this initiative is to ensure that we regulate the industry, bring the attention and the respect that it deserves, and to let the coconut vendors know that they are a part of this economy. To let them know that they are appreciated, and to let them know that we, this government in particular, is here to empower them to ensure that their living is worthwhile.
Well, it's now time to toss it over to LaDawn and Marlena for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Makushla, it seems your Valley boys are getting things together, but Marlena, I want to ask you, are you ready to interview them later?
Oh, yeah. I mean, who is that? We want to hear straight from the source. We want all the details. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Oh, boy.
That's the way to do it, Marlena. That's the way to do it. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger with a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle? Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Do you ever just want more?
But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed risotto. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza, subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco. Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
That's it for the national report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
For over half a century, we've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge, connecting families, dreams, and memories across the islands and beyond. Behind every seat sold and every journey planned,